My name is Josh, and I crave connection. I've always wanted to be known and to know people, and I've always wanted to be someone that people cared about, that people noticed, and to have a real connection with people, whether intellectual, mental, or emotional. And growing up, I realized that I was not able to connect with everyone, and that people weren't always willing or able to connect with me. And sometimes I felt like there was something wrong with myself or with the world, and I saw more and more of a relational and social and emotional disconnect between people and in relationships, and even with myself. And my attempts at having true friendship and relationships with people often failed. But this drive for a connection that I know I was created with caused me to continue to search for this. I was told since I was a young child that I could have a personal relationship with God, like a friend or like a father. So I tried to connect with God, by saying all the right prayers and tried my best to follow all the rules and try not to do anything that was wrong. I failed at this too, just like I couldn't seem to find any lasting and real connection with those around me. I could never live up to their expectations, or they didn't match my expectations of a true connection, and the same with God. I felt like I didn't measure up, or He just wasn't there. In my last year of high school, I began to ask myself why I didn't have a genuine connection with God, like many people that I knew seemed to have. I was convinced that these people had a real deep connection with God that I didn't have. And I was trying so hard to have this connection, but I just couldn't seem to get it, or it didn't feel like I was good enough. But I finally realized that the only person who could ever live up to the demands of God is Jesus, and that there was nothing I could do to actually please God enough to have a real relationship with Him. But I also realized that Jesus willingly gave up His life in my place so that I could have a real connection with God. If only I would stop trusting in my own efforts to please God and accept that Jesus has pleased God already for me. So now I have a real connection with God, and as I learn from and enjoy God's love, I am more and more able to connect with others by following the example of Jesus, of love despite imperfection, knowing that I am also not perfect in the way that I relate to others. And I know that I no longer have to fear that I will not measure up to the expectations of others, or even myself, because I know my ultimate satisfaction and happiness is found in my connection with God through Jesus. My name is Josh. I crave connection, and I found it in Jesus.